Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we're live on Tuesday, ready to give you some podcasting, quick and dirty, okay? It's going to be a short one. The official weapon of the show is the folding chair, the unofficial sport.
Bullet ball.
A bullet ball extreme. Let's see, you got 9 more days if you're looking to get the halfway through the year special. The sale is still going on. Other than that, I guess we can kind of get into the show. Karen, Banter?
Yes.
Do you have any
Banter, talk to me.
Do you have any
Banter, talk to me.
Do you have any banter? Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter, talk to me. Banter, talk to me.
Do you have any banter?
I do.
Banter.
I do.
All right, Karen.
My first thing, and this is kind of going to be more car oriented, the new car. We were going down the road and we had got to this point where Roger needed to get around a vehicle. And with normal cars, you normally can't do that. But because our car is high off the ground, Roger went past and he was able to go like up and over the middle part. And I was like, oh, shit now. Like, you can't do this in no car. You'll fuck the bottom up. You won't have no engine.
The median is what you're talking about. It's just I've done that before in a regular car though. It's not.
Oh, I'm always scared because I was like, knowing me, something end up falling out the bottom of some bullshit. So, nope, I'm good, dog.
Keep going.
Oh, my next one is the safety features. I know it sounds weird. I think somebody had wrote in and said they don't like the beeping. I like the beeping because the beeping kind of makes me aware and like alert of kind of like what's around me and how close and far I am. Because the thing is, I still have to get used, because when you drive different vehicles, the distance is different. And so I'm used to my little car where I can whip it in real quick, and this vehicle's a little bit bigger. So I'm more, I won't say more cautious, but I have a tendency to drive a little slower and things like that until I get used to the visual distance of it. So I like the beeping to let you know people beside you, the beeping let you know when you're too close to vehicles. Like for me, that's a very, very feature. So that feature was made for somebody like me. So I actually really like it and enjoy it. And also, I drove it for the first time, and I think somebody else wrote about this, or they wrote something in saying like you feel like you can't drive. You almost do. I know I did, because like I said, I was like, I don't want to get in this bitch by myself and end up crashing into some shit because I don't know what to do. So I was like, let me drive one time with Roger in the car so he could kind of help me navigate it, because it is completely different. Particularly the shift is different than what I'm used to doing, and so I kind of got adjusted to that. But I like it. I like it a lot. And I know I'm short, but with this vehicle, I really, really could tell I'm short, because when Roger had it, he had it kind of stretched long. And so, child, I had to pump the seat, because I had to bring the seat up and then bring the seat forward. And then I had to take the steering wheel, pull the steering wheel out. I was like, God damn, I'm short. Because I was like, I couldn't reach nothing. I was like, why is everything so far away from me? Like, type of thing. But once I got it to where I felt comfortable, it rides smooth. You can tell, I can tell, like, not your funny, like, oh, this is like a newer feel, a newer road to it. So I'm happy with the purchase, but it's been an adventure getting like used to all the bells and the whistles and the features, like the auto lights and shit like that. Like that's new. I'm used to, you open up the door, your car be like, bitch, turn the lights off. Turn the lights off. You come out here, your car gonna be dead, bitch. Your engine gonna be dead. Turn the lights off. So when he said auto lights, I still just turn them off I've been traumatized. Like, I've been traumatized from Excel and Word. I know the bitch autosave. I still save like every so many minutes, almost out of habit, because I was like, oh, this bitch crashed. Something go down. I want my shit saved. And people look at me like I'm a lunatic. I was like, child, you didn't live in the era prior to this doing a fucking paper at 2 a.m. in the morning and don't hit save and that bitch is gone. So that's a personal trauma that I know other people felt too. So for me, I'm like, I'm just doing it because it makes me feel comfortable. It ain't got to make sense to you. It makes sense to me. That's it.
I think a lot of people relate to that part, because I know I feel that. Like, even though it said auto lights, I like, sometimes I get out the car and the auto lights, you know, they don't turn off for a while. And it doesn't beep because it's on auto light, so which means it's supposed to turn them off after a while. But yeah, part of in the back of my head, I'm like, let me look out the window and see if the lights are still on, because it's like off? I don't trust new technology the same way wireless printers don't ever print right.
Right. I was like, and all I need to be doing is doing something fucking important and shit like this, or pushing towards a deadline. And all of a sudden, the autosave decides it don't want to autosave no more. And then when I go back in, it was like, would you like to bring it back up? And bitch, the three steps that are very important are the 3 steps that you didn't save. No, bitch, I am saving manually.
As for me, I had a couple random, you know, things I wanted to banter about, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Normalizing the talking style of R&B is the second worst thing R. Kelly has ever done. It really, if it wasn't for that one other thing, it's honestly truly unforgivable. Because every time I listen to new R&B, everybody's doing that shit.
Yeah, and they are not good at it.
It's not. First of all, you can't sing. Right. I don't know if you can sing. I'll put it that way.
I don't know.
You're not singing. Everyone can do that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and half the time, like, what you're singing about is not like sexy or cool or like something that I want to pay for me and my girl to come see. Because so much of it is just like dudes bragging about themselves and stuff. It's, you know, I'm Mr. Steal Your Girl out, you know, and that's why she on the road with me, or that's why I'm going to do this, that, or other. It's not like love songs we know where somebody can dance to them or look the person they love in the eye and be like, I love you, and we're listening to this music together.
Right. And not trying to be funny, I love like vulgar music, but it's also one of those things where you're like, hey, you know, we're trying to get lovey-dovey and all I hear is whores and bitches. Like, this ain't the time for the whores and bitches. That's for some other time.
Yeah, now that part I don't blame on R. Kelly. I feel like that was a generational letdown. I was listening to Above the Rim, the original soundtrack, the other day, and, you know, it starts with, you know, anything and then old time's sake, you know, stuff like that, and it's, you know, pretty good, pretty cool, pretty good music, you know, that I remember from being a kid. I think Part-Time Lover was on there, H-Town, you know, which is a song about cheating, but it's still like romantic or whatever, you know. It's, you know, it's that Break It Down. Even though, honestly, now that I think about it, I'm not 100% sure H-Town could sing.
Yeah, there's a lot of groups I
felt like they was doing that thing where you, like, we used to have a lane for that where you could beg so hard that we kind of just singing. It's like, well, he is begging. Like Christopher Williams used to beg so hard, it was like, I guess he can sing. I don't know if it's just colorism or what, but that counts as being a singer. But then like the song after that was like Big Pimpin' from the Dog Pound, and Didn't Mean to Turn You On by Second to None. And Didn't Mean to Turn You On is one of them like R&B jazzy sounding songs, but it's like half misogynistic and half R&B. It's like what message were we sending in the 90s to the women within our community that we was like, you know, like, hey girl, I didn't mean it, you a sweet love, you a sweet thing, and then the dude start rapping or whatever, and it's like, when I saw your ass, bitch, I should have got your number. Now I will see you when I go right next summer. Get the thighs in my face. I'm gonna suck on that. I'm like, whoa.
See,
This is aggressive.
that's why I tell people I be judging the kids' music. I listen to bullshit too, and it's also one of the things of how we joke about how they say "meet me at the altar." Like that sounds like a really happy song, but then when you listen to what he's saying, it was like, "Well, damn, bitch, we old," and you're like, "Aw, damn."
Yes, I was just listening to it, and it sounded like kind of like it was kind of nice. Like the song was like, "Baby, I didn't really mean to turn you on," or whatever, didn't mean to turn you on. And then it gets to the chorus and it's like, "Bitch, come down, take a ride with me. I'll show you how things are supposed to be.
Yes,
I'm killing that cat from the back, break it down on the floor." I'm like, damn.
Cause I know me, I wasn't listening to nobody's lyrics. You get old, all of a sudden you start listening, you be like, what the fuck was I listening to?
Then the next song was DJ Rogers' Doggy Style. Which, I don't really feel like I was I didn't memorize the lyrics to Doggy Style, but it was singing about doggy style. And it was the sex act. There wasn't any metaphor to it. It wasn't deeper than him talking about doggy style, but it was R&B sounding.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you R&B sounded, people just kind of push you over in that lane with real singers.
Yeah, you know the way I like it, doggy style. Told you before that you liked it, doggy style.
I remember that song.
I'm like, damn, he really was just. This is why my parents were shaking their head when they heard that shit. It's
when I get
y'all aren't even trying.
I'm like, no wonder why a lot of parents would be like, the fuck is you listening to?
It was just mixed messages. It was just mixed messages. The style didn't match with the lyrics. You know I love you, bitch. I'm like, whoa, that's not.
Let me smack you, hoe.
Right.
I'm like, well, damn, I thought you loved her.
That doesn't seem very
gentle at all.
Nice at all. And then the next song after that was Regulate, and that's when I turned it off. And I know what y'all thinking. I heard Regulate 100 times, Rod. There's nothing really wrong with that song. I hear what you're saying, but the R&B crooner Nate Dogg, I'm pretty sure murdered some people in front of some prostitutes and then went to the hotel with them. And that's actually a pretty traumatizing night. We was
listening to the lyrics. I was like, God damn.
We were listening to the perspective of stone cold murderers. Like, they were just murdering and having sex with women in the hotel. It sounds like a nice evening, I guess, but
a lovely light for the ladies of the night.
Yeah. Like, he murdered some people, and then Warren G's like, what are we supposed to do next? And he's like, I seen a car full of girls. And I'm like, what? How about we...
Let's go in these hoes, nigga.
How about we get rid of these bodies? How about we get an alibi?
We ain't trying to do that. Who got time for that?
How about we come up with, clean some crime scene evidence? It's like, what about some pussy? Oh, okay. You know what? We need to
pussy
do that.
Is the greatest.
Yeah. Well, we just murdered these people in front of these prostitutes. There's no need to let the prostitutes go to waste. Anyway. But yeah, R. Kelly.
Don't let them expire.
Yeah. R. Kelly killed male R&B. And it's never coming back, man. It's sad. It's been like 20 years.
Mm-hmm. That singy talking stuff, yes. Because I'm thinking about what you were saying. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of artists that I love. I'm going, can you really sing? I actually don't know.
Yeah.
All I know is like I loved your music because it was popping and some record label person figured out whatever the algorithm was back then to kind of get in my brain. But overall, I was like, I don't know if you really can sing.
Yeah, it's rap singing. It's not singing. I'm trying. Like, I'm sure there's some people. I'm not saying there's nobody. People exist, but it's just like it's not prevalent like it used to be.
There's a whole genre that's kind of gone, and it's one of them things where I know a lot of people. I don't have a problem with K-pop, but a lot of people complain in K-pop. But it's like that window is almost missing. Not that it's not there at all, but it's nothing like you don't have any new additions. You don't have no BT12. You don't have none of them groups kind of in like that teen
BT. I thought it was like
B2K
or something.
B2K.
Like that.
I'm sorry.
BT12?
B2K.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm a little older, so I forgot. I mean, I don't remember.
B2K, right?
Yeah, B2K. Yeah, okay. I know for some people that's their jam, so it's not to insult you people, but it's one of those things with that lane, that teenager lane, where you're not quite an adult, but you're not quite a baby.
Yeah.
It's like that whole genre just.
Well, it used to be like innuendo and shit. Now it's just they're just saying it, and and like I said, I can't blame this generation. I think it was us.
Yeah.
Like it was people our age that just stopped putting. It was no more. Your love is coming down. It was, I want to hit it doggy style. That's from the back, in case you don't remember. 4 goes down. Like it's like, damn, we get it, bro. Just a little bit of mystique. Yeah, it's fine. And then the last thing is, I finally found a scam for restaurants that is even worse than the salad wedge, which is a chunk of lettuce that they make you do all the work to turn into a salad.
Fuck a salad wedge. I'm not paying $25 to do the work. You do the work, bitch.
That's fancy. That's when you know you at a good restaurant.
Good restaurant when I got to do the work.
The salad wedge. You're like, oh man, they really do it big here. I have to make my own salad. But I think I found another scam that's worse. It's this room temperature tap water bullshit that they getting away with without putting no ice in it.
Yes.
That's supposed to be the sign of sophistication. You really eating at a fine establishment.
Bitch, I want cold water.
We don't motherfucker, it is 90 degrees. I'm from the South.
Right, it's 90 degrees.
I'm from the South. The sun is beaming on me.
Warm ass water.
If you don't put some ice in this tap water, it's not even fancy water.
It's straight out the.
I know you poured that bottle from the tap and then you brought the bottle to the table because the bottle ain't got no label on it. So I know you didn't open up a fresh pack of whatever a fancy water that man that wakes up at 3 a.m. dips his face in. We didn't get that water. We got some tap water, and then you tricked me into thinking no ice means I'm really hobnobbing with the sophisticates tonight. No,
baby, it is 85 degrees out here at 9 p.m. I want some ice.
And you know how you know it's bullshit is that I ordered a Coke. Motherfucker brought out a Mexican bottle Coke and some ice and was like, you pour it into the ice. And I'm like, that's what I like for my water too. If it was for that, I wouldn't have ordered a Coke if I could just have some ice. Is ice on the menu now? Is that part of the tariffs? Is it like an extra surcharge? Is an ice surcharge?
Apparently it is.
Oh, you want water and ice, sir? Wow. Oh, you're living big tonight. I didn't know we had
too fancy.
The big pockets in here.
All right, y'all ready to charge an arm and a leg for the food, and now I can't even get ice?
Right. All right, let's get out of here.
I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
People have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me, we can't get fooled again.
Tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
I guess we'll talk politics.
I guess.
Trump National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and his deputy to lead post in the White House. They leaving under scrutiny because they put together the signal chat. Oh my God, man. For them to be all the DEI, affirmative action, these people aren't qualified. They don't deserve to be here. Get this black 5-star general out of here. We don't want to deal with that bullshit. And then immediately within 2-3 weeks of getting the jobs, they'd be like, yeah, so this motherfucker was live streaming intelligence briefings.
Well, he was?
No, I'm just I'm just saying.
That
but the
sounds
fact
so far-fetched that I was like, he really probably did.
Yeah, the fact that it's even that you even thought that I was not joking is just proof of these motherfuckers, man.
Wow, like, holy shit, what's wrong with them?
You're like, yeah, I got to step down. What happened? I was on the signal chat and I accidentally put a reporter onto our top secret government plans. I mean, I said it was a lie, it's bullshit, and I blame the reporter. But turns out, even the Trump administration didn't like it.
So apparently they got lines too.
All right. So yeah, he's stepping down, as is some other people. They saying Peter Hegseth
don't last long.
They're expecting Peter Hegseth to step down too. Just Peter Hegseth, who fired a bunch of black people. They just upheld a rule where they can actually continue to discriminate against trans people out of the military. The Supreme Court held it up. So people that are qualified, that put in the time, way more than Hegseth, way more than these other people. Like Hegseth was a Fox News host who's losing his job because he's so bad at it within a few weeks. And there were military officials that lost their jobs because they happen to be not a straight white male. But this is what we put in charge. Speaking of which, exclusive order by Hegseth to cancel Ukraine weapons caught the White House off guard. So obviously Trump is against Ukraine. I don't really trust his administration to handle this. They made some type of minerals deal or something in order to continue their support of the Ukraine, which is basically them trying to rob Ukraine because they're in a desperate situation. So we're joining in with the bully to be like, fuck them, you hold them down, I'll punch them, that type of shit. And so what's interesting in this is Hegseth stopped 11 flights loaded with artillery shells and weapons from going to Ukraine. Now they're gonna, I'm sure, throw him under the bus and say, no, we didn't want him to do that. He did that on his own. No, my guess is that Trump and them would have wanted him to do that.
Yeah, and probably told him to do that.
And then once that deal was signed or whatever, be like, ooh, I don't know what happened. That was crazy, right? But also I would not be shocked if this is a foreshadowing of what they plan to do eventually anyway. He'll take the blame for this. He'll probably lose his job, whatever. Since he's already leaving. Right. Might as well blame him on the way out the door. But then eventually, I would not be shocked if at some point they abandon supporting Ukraine despite any mineral deal.
Oh, they don't care. Yeah, they have not wanted to do it. Anytime they've had any interaction, Trump has been an ass and just act like that dude's the worst and he just don't know what the fuck he's talking about because he has no intentions and he does not care.
Right. So I never trust the word of this administration because I just think they're full of liars. So when they say stuff like, oh, it was a complete accident oversight, I'm like, was it though? Trump says he's going to reopen Alcatraz prison to send the worst of the worst there. He wants to send America's most ruthless and violent offenders to Alcatraz. Here's the thing about this that I think is interesting. When Republicans talk about prison, they mean it in a punitive form. They never mean it in a rehabilitative form.
Oh no, they're not trying to get you readjusted back into society. No, because when you in there, as far as they're concerned, you might as well be in there for life.
The other part of this is how much of it is about symbolism. Because Alcatraz and being a horrible place to send a human being, it's an infamous prison because it was, inhumane and it was hard to escape, even though some people did eventually escape. But the Alcatraz optics and being for it is what he's in it for. It's like a TV show. You read the headline. Who knows if this even happens? It's like the wall in Mexico. Who knows if it happens?
Yeah, he's just talking.
But it's definitely something that makes people go, wow, what a tough guy on that side of the aisle. Joe Rogan and them will be like, this is what I want from a president. He's so tough. He's tough on immigration. He's tough on crime. Meanwhile, he is a criminal. So
hello.
But yeah, he's gonna open that prison. He announces 100% tariff on movies produced out of the U.S. Says it's gonna save Hollywood. I don't know if that. I mean, my guess is it won't do shit. And more than likely, you'll get some punitive reprisals from other countries that's gonna fuck up American movies overseas. Then of course, as American fans, you're just gonna have people that are like, why the fuck I gotta pay twice as much for My Hero Academia the movie?
Yes, a Demon Slayer, like the tickets for those movies are gonna be like double or triple the price because of this bullshit.
Right, just xenophobic bullshit. There's no logic to it. I'm gonna save Hollywood. How is that saving Hollywood?
How?
It's like, and so much of Republican stuff is about restrictions. It's like, if you take away welfare, people will get a job, and it's like, or people were looking for jobs. Even on welfare, you can have a job because that's what the poverty line is.
Right.
And more importantly, if they're not just lazy fucks. So let's say even a percentage of them are lazy fucks, you're still dooming some people to just fucking death and poverty. Like, Some people were doing the best they can, and you're like, fuck them, no carve outs, no exceptions. The same way they do with abortion. If we don't even give you the right for abortion, fuck them people that, fuck the fact that it's your right, but also fuck every emergency situation. Fuck we will make your behavior change because you will no longer have the right to have an abortion, which only means that people will continue to do some of the same things. People will end up having babies that people regret and don't take care of and all that shit. And people will still have abortions.
Yes, they will. They will still have abortions,
Yeah.
and the death rate for women will go up because studies show that once abortions became legal, they was like less women died.
Yeah.
They were saying a lot of women were committing suicide and things like that because they just did not want to have the babies. Like if somebody's determined that they don't want to do it, there's nothing you can do to stop them. Like if it's in their minds that this is not what they want, or what's going to happen, they're going to go through the process, have the baby, and then just leave the baby wherever they birth it.
And prosecuting people none of it's going to matter at the end of the day. So yeah, ICE can now enter your home without a warrant to look for migrants. This reminds me a bit of 9/11. By which people gave up their rights because they were scared. And what happens is you give up your rights because you're scared, like government come protect me, fuck due process, fuck civil rights. You never get these back.
No, you do not.
You don't put the shoes back on at the airport. You take them off forever now.
Yes, you do.
And it's interesting because it's the fear of immigrants that is going to lead to people being like, fuck my rights, do whatever you need to do. Because the fear mongering on that side is very real. It's the immigrants are raping you, they're killing you, they're coming to take your stuff, all immigrants are bad, they're all bad, and if you're an immigrant, you agree with me, you're not a bad person, you're one of the good ones, but everyone else is bad. And don't worry, you can trust the government. The rule of law will protect you. We will always make the right decision. So long as you follow the rules, you'll be fine.
And that's the trick bag. As long as you follow the rules, you'll be fine. And that's not true. Because it's going to be a lot of rule followers. It's going to have their ass shipped and deported to other places that they don't even speak the language, nor are they from. It's going to be a lot of born and raised here white Americans is going to be impacted by this shit. It might end up in Alcatraz and all that shit, but is the trick bag is, as long as I can get you to think it's somebody other than you, we're good. The second you think this could be me, like all this shit could impact me, that's when the tide changes. But for right now, for a lot of people, they still believe that it's everybody but them. Even some black people, everybody but them. Because when you see black people talk about immigrants and people that are like non-American, quote unquote, and some of them are born and raised here, they just don't look like you, and you hear the ignorant and stupid shit they say, you go, oh, you've bought into the white supremacy bullshit and you don't understand. You're going to be impacted by this also. And this is where I get to the fact, and we talked about it before, there has to be more suffering. There has to be more suffering. And people don't want to hear this, but there's going to have to be more deportations. There's going to have to be more of them running up in people's houses, tearing your shit up, and ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it. It's going to have to be more people losing their jobs. Like it's going to have to be more of it before somebody can say, oh, shit, it can happen to me. Yes, bitch. And people had told you that, and so to prevent us from being here in the first place, but you're so stupid, ignorant, self-centered, that you would believe the lies before you believe the truth that anybody was telling you to prevent any of this from happening in the first place.
According to the memo, agents can break into a home if getting a warrant is impracticable. So they spelled it wrong, which is another thing that's been happening. Linda McMahon sent a press release out today. She's the head of the Department of Education that she's trying to destroy. Full of typos, spelling errors, all kinds of shit.
What? Nobody proofreads?
All kinds of shit. Pam Bondi, they routinely send out these press releases that are just fucking unprofessional. These people are so ghetto. They're so fucking ghetto.
That's the thing that they claim everybody else is.
They're everything that they claim to hate about other people and other races and other nationalities. It's crazy.
Right. And
anyway, impracticable. If getting a warrant is impracticable, and they don't need a judge's approval. Instead, they can sign their own administrative warrants. And the bar for action is low based on quote unquote reasonable belief that someone might be part of a Venezuelan gang is enough. Reasonable belief.
So that means they're just gonna run up in everybody's house. That's all that means. They can just be like, but like this, and the way it's so vague that a lot of them not even gonna do it. They just gonna walk up and you knock, you say no. They're gonna kick the door in, waving the fofo, and they gonna just gonna tear your shit up and like, well, we thought. They was like, bitch, I told you the person wasn't here. They was like, oh well, and now your shit fucked up, your shit chopped to smithereen, because you know when they come through, they fucking up everything, and now you're left with a big ass bill. You know, now you got to fucking rebuild your life.
You're that's the optimistic. They can also just take you away.
True.
You can just not. I mean, they've shown proof that they will not. If they make a mistake and send someone out of here under dubious circumstances, they're like, we're not bringing them back. So fuck you. And my bad. Impracticable is a word. I'm sorry. I thought impractical would be more apropos for what she was trying to say, but impracticable basically means about the same thing. Impracticable means something that is not capable of being done or put into practice. Which, how is a warrant? How's that not capable? But okay. While impractical means something that is not wise or reasonable. So they used the right word. It's my fault, guys. I'm just too mad. All right, we'll do a couple more because as you can see, I'm already so mad. Israel approves plan to intensify Gaza operations, and they are planning on literally moving the people out of the Gaza Strip. And the ministers on Monday agreed to ramp up the war against Hamas in Gaza. The plan, which officials said would be gradual, would mark a significant escalation in the fight in Gaza, which resumed in mid-March after Israel and Hamas failed to agree on an extension to an 8-week truce. The official spoke on condition of anonymity in line with regulations. The army was calling up tens of thousands of reserve soldiers and said Israel will operate in additional areas in Gaza and continue to strike the militant infrastructure. It already controls roughly half of Gaza's territory, including a buffer zone along the border with Israel, as well as 3 corridors that run east-west along the Strip. These have squeezed war-weary Palestinians into ever-shrinking wedges of land in the devastated territory.
Yeah, this is what we was voting on. That, you know, this is why I looked people in their face and was like, some of them meant it and some of them voted against it, but it's a large percentage of people that were out there, like, on these people's behalf, but still turned around and voted against it.
The fighters displaced more than 90% of Gaza's population, often multiple times, and turned Gaza into an uninhabitable moonscape. What I'll say about this is that I also looked. I think it might even be the next article. No, I didn't save this article, but there was another article I read today that was like, you know, the people that are like the uncommitted vote in Michigan. They talked to some of their like the leaders of that movement, like to catch up with them again, you know, recently, since, you know, obviously this news is pretty bad. And people was like, yeah, I don't regret it.
Right, because they will not take personal responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of people in this country that, and this is why this is going to drag out so long, and some of them will never admit personal responsibility, that you're the reason why these things happen, and you're the reason why people are suffering.
Well, you would
around
need
you.
All I'm saying is this: somebody would need to say, I would do something differently, or I will do something differently in the next election. Either I should have done this, or okay, I don't regret what I did, but next time I won't do that.
Right.
That's what it would take to change the outcome, assuming everything's on the up and up with another election.
Agreed.
Right? You know, big assumption there. People don't want to do that.
No, they do not.
You know,
everybody think they right.
They don't have any regrets. You know, this is from May 4th. This is like 2 days ago. The Bulwark, pro-Palestinian activists gave Trump a boost. They have no regrets. Like, you can't make somebody feel something they don't want to feel. And I feel like a lot of us on the other side of this, as Democrats, I think they thought we would feel regret, like the Democrats lost and it's because of this one issue and they weren't good enough on it. And that's not what I see. I see way more people being like, and it could just be the people around me, I don't know, but way more people seem more like, oh well, like that was me trying, fuck around and find out, or you know, get somebody else to do it, or go protest Trump. Like, it hasn't turned into the empathy and connection that people were claiming would happen after the election. And honestly, I don't even see anybody doing that type of empathy connection work. Like, they're not reaching out to communities and being like, no, here's why you do need to get on the Democrats to get them to be better on this issue. It's all like a rage thing of like, so there you go. So now look at you. It's like, well, if everyone's talking like that to each other, I don't see a coalition building, and while we're talking like that to each other, no one's talking like that to Trump. So I don't see this like getting any better until somebody changes something.
Right, and like you said, eventually it's going to be so bad that people are going to be like, well, fuck it, I don't care how you voted, you're here now, let's go. So until we get to the point that what you did in the past and how you voted in the past and how I feel about you at this particular moment does not matter. Rage is the thing that's controlling everybody right now, but it's going to have to get to the point where the rage is not going to be about rage, it's going to be about the suffering. The feeling of suffering and sadness and depression is going to be way greater than that rage, and then everybody going to be like, hey, I'm here for you, you here for me, because we all suffering together.
Right. All right, we need to get to a different type of rage. We're obviously very upset by this, guys. Okay, we don't need to keep going through all this. So let's do a different section. Let's do let's do gender wars. That always makes people get upset.
We're going to war. Gender war. There's a war going on outside. Gender war. There's a war going on outside. Gender war.
And I will remind you guys that, once again, gender wars is not us judging the merit of the people talking and the points they're making. Obviously, we're just judging, is this good content that will go viral?
It's a good content
by making people upset about gender norms or gender wars or whatever. Today's we have Paul Pierce, who apparently was on a podcast, The Truth After Dark. So I think this is his foray into the Shannon Sharp territory. Like Nightcap is him doing whatever.
Because it's wide open now.
Which is ironic because he got fired from ESPN for showing a woman twerking live on Instagram or something. And Shannon Sharp got hired and immediately made a audio sex tape, and now we got OnlyFans models he's accused of sexually assaulting, and he's outing and video recordings or audio recordings him talking about choking a little white girl. Like, hey, maybe Paul Pierce wasn't that bad is what I thought, but Paul Pierce said, really, Rod? Really? Do you not know me? I am that bad, okay?
Oh, no!
Give me a second to get on this mic. It's within 24 hours, he got on the podcast mic.
I feel like every relationship shouldn't be based off of sex, but every relationship is based off of that.
I don't think so.
100%. You can't tell me nothing different. This is what I feel, and that's why I'll never be in another relationship, because it's always based off of that.
So you're not going to be...
Okay, first of all, that's a good way to clip this. Like, they clipped it immediately where you would get mad. Also, his clothing. It's giving Hugh Hefner, but if he shopped at the dollar store. And I think that is a good look for making people upset, because I'm already feeling a way about just his choice of attire.
Need another relationship?
Hell no, for what? Because it's going to be based off of sex. Once that wear down, you're going to go find somebody else that's better. Yeah. But it ain't going to be based off of... Look, this is the thing. And listen carefully. Listen carefully.
I'm listening.
Relationships, let me tell you what marriage is all about. Or let me tell you what marriage is. And who's marriage for. Marriage is for old people and poor people.
Okay, so let's get into that. Why?
Because when you broke, our parents, like my moms and all them, they married on a merit of like, okay, We're going to put our incomes together, have all these kids, and then when our kids, we're going to have 5, 10 kids back in the 60s, all them. They're going to have 5, 10 kids so they can work and bring income.
Yeah.
So you poor. So you married for that. And now when you get old, somebody that to be on your side to take care of you. Right now, my mom got married. My mom never been married in my lifetime. She got married when she was 70.
Wow.
It was perfect. She had somebody by her side the whole way through.
So do you...
I really believe that. Like, that's what, like...
That's not literally the whole way through. That's kind of the opposite of how the whole way through.
Outside of that, it's no advantage to a man. Why is marriage an advantage? What advantage? What does it do for a man when things go south? Like, we gonna have to give up half our this, pay child support, but what do it's only advantageous to a woman. Like, it's real talk.
But what if you meet a woman and you're like, wow, she's a gem, she's valuable, she's everything, and I want to lock her down in marriage?
I don't want to lock no woman down. We could be cool.
So you're telling me right now today,
Today.
you on January 4th, you do not want to be in a relationship ever again?
I don't think it's realistic long term until I turn 70.
I am done.
There's not a long term after 70, Paul, but okay.
I've never been more done with a motherfucker.
I'm 47 right now. Until I turn 70, that's the only realistic part I see is because we both old. We ain't out in the streets. We at home watching TV. You go take me to the hospital. I'm going to take you to the hospital. That's it. But right now, I'm too cracking right now. So what I need to
Is
do
it
all that
because you
for?
feel like you
What I need to do all that for? You know what
Okay. All right. That's the content, Karen. 0 out of 10. What would you give that for, gender wars getting these gender wars started?
I'm gonna give this about an 8 or a 9. And the biggest reason why, because he literally hit all the tropes. Like in his conversation, he talked about marriage not benefiting men and what do they get out of it. He's advocating for men, like specifically for men, like the relationship and the divorce only impacts a man. And I like that he was like, because you're gonna have a lot of group of people fussing. You're gonna have people that ain't got money fussing. You're gonna have people that got money fussing. You're gonna have a lot of young people fussing, a lot of old people fussing. Because he like, I'm gonna beat everybody in the room.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I'm going lower only because his delivery isn't refined enough just yet. He felt like he was stumped. Like,
yeah,
he felt like he knew which third rails he wanted to touch, but he wasn't getting to them fast enough. And it's almost like he needed to look down at his note cards and be like, oh, I was supposed to say something about how there's no reason for men to do it. Now the reason I'm not giving him like a completely bad rating is, one, he's Paul Pierce, and so anytime you get a sports person talking about relationships or some shit that's just not their expertise, it immediately make people mad already. Because like, motherfucker, I barely trust you to talk about LeBron James. Now you want to talk about
other shit?
Marriages. I immediately Googled his Paul Pierce divorce, of course. Of course.
Yeah. He sounds like a hurt man.
Right. The other thing too about it is I'm boosting it up a little bit because I thought his co-host was great. Now I know most people will go, she was terrible. She sat there, she didn't refute any points. No, she was great. These women like this that get this job do not exist because those men respect them or that they're even there to be respected. They're there to look pretty. They're there to make faces about what they're saying.
Right.
They're not really there to truly challenge them.
Oh no.
Maybe we'll get to that point over time as more and more women write in or people write like, I can't believe you're sitting here, you pick me ass bitch, blah blah blah. And more than likely what'll happen is instead she'll get mad at those women and be like, I don't have the right to just sit here. It's the Paul Pierce show. It's not me. If you have a problem with Paul, write in for Paul. That kind of thing. Because that's all par for the course.
Of course.
But the way she was throwing them alley-oops with her like half questions that weren't they were just laid like, here, dunk on women some more. She was low-key the star of that clip. She kept him on track.
Yeah.
She kept him going back to like, here, say some more fucked up shit. So yeah, I would because of her, I give it like a 7. But if it was him by himself doing exactly what he was saying, I would have gave it like a 4 or 5, because it's just not, it's not very good content, and it seems like he's thirsty. Like he was searching every couple of lines. As like, maybe this will make people mad.
Right.
Maybe this will make people mad, and I don't like those vibes.
And like you say, somebody that was refined would have spoke. The pace would have been a quicker pace,
right?
And they would have gotten to the bullet points quicker. She still could have did what she did, but the clip would have been shorter.
Right. Yeah. So I think, anyway, good stuff. Okay. Paul, your foray into the truth after dark. That is what Shannon Sharp was doing. And if, as long as you're not abusing any women, putting your hands on anybody, that is a lane that is wide the fuck open right now.
It is.
Because like
Kevin Samuels, when he the first to go.
Yeah. Like being a horrible person is not a disqualifier from being in the gender wars.
Oh no.
No one is measuring like if you a good dude or not. So just you can be terrible, but don't fuck it up and be legally terrible. And
right.
And now you legally you going to jail or you getting a lawsuit. But just being a terrible person, that almost is a plus. All right, let's see if we can do a little guess the race before we get out of here.
What time is it?
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right, the volume way too loud. My bad. All right, let's go with this one. Cops, Walmart shoplifter 73 claimed the devil made her do it.
Oh no.
Hey, it be happening sometimes. You look up and you're in Walmart and you're trying to buy some stuff, and then the devil just hop out there like, hey, steal that shit.
Tap you on the shoulder.
And you be like, you know what? You making a good point.
I think I'm gonna do it.
I heard Target taking their self-checkout out because the devil be up in Target now.
Demons told me to do it. Who told you to do it? The demons.
Police say Angela Velasquez Taborda was stopped by Walmart security when she sought to exit a Tampa area store with $121.85 worth of goods, shampoo, socks, men's shorts, etc. Taborda, cops said, had stashed the items in a plastic bag she brought into the retailer. According to the investigators, she initially denied swiping the merch, but later admitted that they did attempt to leave the store without paying for those items. As for the motive for the alleged larceny, she said they were told by the devil to buy them for someone else, but she did not have enough money, so she attempted to leave with them. That almost sounds like charity the devil's doing. He's helping people get clothes now. Get some draws for this man. All right. Thank you, devil. An arrest affidavit does not further describe Taborda's conversation with the devil, who has not been charged in connection with the mystery theft. He
disappeared like he always does.
She was released from the county jails this morning after posting a $150 bond. So you did have some money. You actually had enough money to just pay for the shit. If you had $150 bond, you had $121.85. That's my math. All right, Karen, guess the race of Angela Velasquez Taborda.
Hispanic, Latina.
All right, let's check the chat room, see what they believe. The devil runs a Ronald McDonald house. Right, like when has the devil ever been doing charity? Steal some clothes, give them to the homeless. Yes, devil. Well, who knows? In America, Jesus is the one like, fuck them homeless people. So maybe the devil makes sense being charitable in America.
Did that reverse roles? What is this? Freaky Friday?
Latina says Trey. All right, we're not getting a lot of guesses in this one. The correct answer is, for all those that did guess, a Latinx woman. Yeah, she was a Latina. You guys got it correct. And there she is. She looked sorry. She looked like, man, damn. I know I shouldn't have did it. Listen to the damn devil. Got me hemmed up again. That's why I don't mess with the devil, y'all. Let's see. A fiend relieved himself in church fountain.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it happens sometimes. You gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
Guess he wanted to help that holy water on along, didn't he?
Yep, he definitely did. Here you go. A registered sex offender urinated into a holy water font in a Pennsylvania church, according to investigators who have charged 51-year-old suspect with desecrating the sanctuary. Police allege that Jesse Sokol last month entered St. Patrick Catholic Church in York and wondered about the building, which was unlocked and open to the public. After browsing through the lost and found box in the church vestibule, he approached the pedestal containing the holy water. A police officer who prepared the affidavit noted that the pedestal is considered an object of veneration and that Sokol desecrated it by polluting it with urine. The incident appears to have been recorded by a security camera. What if he really thought it was a urinal? Was he like, I don't know nothing about this religion. I'm a Mormon. I just need to use the bathroom. A church worker did confirm the holy water was contaminated with urine. Oh, how do you find that out? Did you
see yellow?
I hope you saw. I hope it wasn't you opened that thing up and touched it or smelled it.
I forgot.
Sprinkled it on somebody's head or some shit.
Like this ain't right.
Right. You open up the fucking thing, R. Kelly starts playing.
Oh no!
Like, what is this? Oh, this water's been contaminated. We don't sing I Believe I Can Fly at the Catholic Church. That's
age ain't nothing but a number. Get out of here.
All right. Sokol was identified as a suspect following a review of his prior booking photos. He was arrested for intentional desecration of a venerated object, a second-degree misdemeanor that carries a maximum 2-year sentence. Free on $5,000 unsecured bail, Sokol is scheduled for a May 6th. That's my fault. Don't worry about it. A May 6th preliminary hearing in district court. According to court records, his rap sheet includes convictions for theft, criminal trespass, reckless driving, disorderly conduct, and driving without a license. He was convicted in the 2014 of indecent assault without consent, a crime for which he is required to register as a sex offender. Well, he was in the right church. I mean, it was Catholics. Upon his release to custody, Karen guessed the race.
White.
Karen's going with white for Mr. Sokol. What was his first name? Jesse Sokol. All right, let's see what you guys believe his race to be. Smell like ammonia up in here. Somebody need to drink more water. White.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
It's like it smells very asparagus in this holy water this time. Somebody poisoned the water hole. White. The correct answer is he was white. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Like
he did that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Just I don't. Who just pees on things? You know, I don't even like peeing in a public bathroom. I'm like, oh God, it's just I don't know if I want to be in here. The church.
I got them troughs.
You at the church, bro? Getting it in. All right, let's go to the bonus round. So far, Karen is 2 for 2.
Bitch was white. I ain't racist. How can I be racist about anybody or anything in my life? How can I?
Call them niggas. Just call them niggas.
It's time to get
gold
the race.
teeth, gold chain wearing, fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey ate baboon, big guy, fast running, high jumping, spear chucking, 360-degree basketball.
All right. Last one. Incorrect fast food order sparks fight at local Dairy Queen. Say police.
Oh no.
Police arrested a Wellsville man who was accused. Well, actually, I might be able to play the audio. Hold on. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
I don't know what goes through people's mind, but it's not that serious. We'll fix anything as long as you're decent with us. We will gladly fix anything.
Patience wasn't on the menu at a local Dairy Queen. Police say a customer lost his chill and took it out on the employees. Investigators said an incorrect food order sent the man over the edge.
I love when the news gets spicy with it and starts putting in puns. You know, the man lost his chill. He was not a cool customer.
It got kind of frosty up in there.
Right. It was
in the cold shoulder.
Right. It wasn't Wendy's, but he got a frosty reception. In a blizzard of violence. Okay, I'm stretching it now.
Tonight, we're talking with employees inside the East Liverpool Dairy Queen where this incident happened. And they say it's not the first time something like this has happened. Here's First News reporter John Rudder.
The video speaks for itself. Watch as this customer at a Dairy Queen in East Liverpool suffers a meltdown.
Once someone starts screaming, then we usually watch.
Police say it all started around 4:30 Wednesday afternoon when a call came in about a fight at the Dairy Queen on West 8th Street near State Route 7.
He ordered food and something was wrong with the order, so he became very upset. I'm sure they were probably trying to work on it. It looked like they were busy. They were preparing multiple things, and it apparently wasn't good enough. Then words were exchanged, and he decided to go around back behind the counter into the kitchen and assault an employee.
Police were able to track down the person thanks to security footage and social media. Identified as 61-year-old James Wicker. He's been charged with assault.
61 is so old to just be assaulting people at the Dairy Queen. It's
yeah,
just
look like you'd be afraid the employee might whoop your ass.
So many things went wrong in your life.
Right.
For you to be at Dairy Queen already ordering food that's not ice cream, and then secondly to be in the back swinging on
order
people.
Food that's not ice cream.
Honestly,
what is happening here?
At Dairy Queen, if you order anything but ice cream, just be happy you got something.
Ain't that the truth?
Okay, they said it was a hot dog. Sorry, it's a hamburger. Whatever. That was close enough.
Close enough.
The fucking magic trick.
Authorities say another employee jumped in to help break up the scuffle.
Their main concern was he had a gun, and they didn't see it, because people are crazy.
The incident left the two employees shaken up, but they're going to be just fine. The girl who was assaulted showing up for work the next day.
You got to get things under control, and there's no sense in spazzing out like that.
Yeah, and he punched this girl like a grown-ass man. Like, he punched her. And now, what's funny is she ate that punch. So maybe Dairy Queen up there with Waffle House. Because she ate that punch and got up and started choking him. But I'll show y'all that in a second.
Mac Barker is the manager at the Dairy Queen and says, sadly, this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. A similar incident happening roughly a year ago.
And no topping on her sundae when she asked for just chocolate ice cream.
Employees are just asking customers to not lose their cool if they find themselves in a similar situation.
I mean, I don't know what goes through people's mind, but it's not that serious. We'll fix anything as long as you're decent with us. We will gladly fix anything.
All right, guess the race of the man who attacked the worker.
White.
Karen's going with vanilla. No sprinkles.
No sprinkles.
Hold the sprinkles of blood. All right, the chat room is moving a little slow. Jimmy Dean White, somebody said. The correct answer is white. Now I'll show y'all the video, and this is so trippy when he starts attacking this girl.
Order. Send the man over with employees inside the East Liverpool.
Let me pull it down, turn it down. But yeah, like he just straight up swings on her. She's right there, and he just swings on her. He hit her like a man. And then he got kind of beat up by another employee, and then she got her lick back right there. She was choking the shit out of him.
Right.
And then whoever that other dude is must be his friend or some other customer drags him out, and then that's how he leaves. But wow.
And my thing is, we're back here. We know the leg. Like it's almost like it's like you went away to a home team. They got all time because
we friends back here. You for Dolo, but as they brought up guns. Man could have had a gun like that. That's the great equalizer. A lot of times when people do shit like this, it's because they do have a gun or something. They think in their mind, I'm invincible. I go up here and kill everybody. Well, anyway,
you got choked out.
Yeah, caught them Dairy Queen hands. All right, let's wrap this thing up with some sword ratchetness, and that's the last thing. Very scary. Sword wielding accused killer tries to steal student's car.
But What?
Yeah, it happened in Glenville on Glenville Avenue shortly before 8 p.m. This is Boston. Apparently, BU senior Ben Foley said his friend, a student at UNH, was leaving his apartment building on Quinton Avenue after Marathon Monday. That's when he was confronted by the armed suspect identified as Omar Riaz. I let him out to go right to the driveway there, and then he comes back 40 seconds later banging on the door. He's like, there's a guy with a machete out there. I was like, you can't be serious. Foley said his friend did not surrender the car keys, which prevented the suspect from driving off. Right as he clicked unlock, the guy ran toward the car trying to get it. He heard the car door open, then he realized the key wasn't there and decided to book it. A shirtless Riaz was captured by the police one street over. They did have to tase him.
Oh, he didn't realize it was a smart car.
Yeah. We looked out the window. He's right there. They led him out in handcuffs, shirtless. Riaz waived his right to appear in court for his arraignment on Tuesday. Police say he killed an elderly family member in her bedroom while his girlfriend was in the other room.
Damn.
The victim has not been identified publicly, but they suffered significant head trauma.
White.
I don't have no race. His last name is Riaz, though, so I don't know if it's white. Yeah, neighbors said they saw belongings being tossed out of the window of the same apartment the night before. They say Riaz had been taking care of the elderly family member he was staying with. It's always going to be a question of why, said upstairs neighbor Sheldon Dixon. He never seemed off or anything like that to me, but you never know what people are going through.
No,
that
you
is
don't.
True. And you never know what's going through people. Swords.
Apparently.
Swords be going through people. His girlfriend was transported to the hospital after the killing, but prosecutors said she did not have serious injuries. So he also has 3 prior restraining orders, a pending case involving malicious destruction of property, and an 18-month suspended sentence for assault and battery with a dangerous weapon involving a knife. So he graduated to swords. Knives are a gateway weapon.
Oh no, knives are a gateway.
All right, y'all, that's it. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with Bossy and Mike from the Idea of Podcast, where we'll probably have a good discussion about sinners. Until then, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.